All right, guys, happy Thursday, and it's skill work day. Today is focusing on something around handstands. A lot of movements that we can do here. We did handstand push-ups yesterday. So we're going to talk about a cool skill a lot of people would like to learn is handstand walking. This is great because if you understand how to practice, you can do this on your own. So we're going to talk about some basic faults and how to fix them. So number one, you have to be comfortable kicking up to handstand. But we see often people are kind of nervous about falling on their back, so they'll do something like this as they kick up. Right? They run their hands forward, but their body weight, their feet are always kind of hanging out back here. So the feet fall back to the ground, and then they just kind of keep repeating that as they go forward. You've got to be comfortable. We want to get the center of our mass, our toes or our hips to lead and push us along. Okay, so see the difference here when I kick up? I'm going to get past my center point, and then my hands will move along. Okay, so how do we get to that? We're going to use the wall and just talk about a quick breakdown. Using this drill, we really like this for teaching the handstand. So the fundamental skill, prerequisite strength is kicking up to handstand. So if you're new to kicking up, start with your hands on the ground. We have these lines here. So this is about, 8 inches, foot from the wall. So hands are going to start on this first line. They're shoulder width apart. Okay, your feet are going to be back in a lunge. One is underneath you and one is straight. It's like surfing. There's no right leg. Find what feels comfortable. Okay? Arms are locked out, and you're going to focus on driving that straight leg up. So this creates the momentum, and you finish by pushing off the back leg. When you're first starting, this can be nerve-wracking, so don't worry if you can't make it to the wall. It's just a kick and back down. Try to land in control. As you get better, you get more aggressive and get both feet up to the wall. What we want to avoid is stuff like this. Okay, so you're trying to have some good control, get practice. So you want to be able to kick up, feel confident. From there, you're going to practice the sensation of falling. So this is where the second line comes in. I'm going to kick up and try to feel what it feels like to have my feet fall forward. This is when you would handstand walk. So I back up one line, I kick up, and fall. Okay? Notice that was nice and controlled. What we need to practice and avoid is not reaching for the wall with our foot. Again, this happens a lot where people kick up really aggressively. They know the wall's there and they do something like this, right? Okay, there's the wall, and then they straighten their body out. I tell people, think about right here like you're just trying to do a handstand. Imagine the wall's not there. You're trying to just kick up, stay still. Sometimes you might fall this way, but we want to have this easy fall to the wall. Both feet touch at the same time. That's the goal. So there, when you get good at that, then we back up. And this is going to be our first handstand walk. So you're going to try to kick up, feel that sensation of falling. Right when you feel that, you move your hands forward into a 1-foot handstand walk. So it looks like this. See if I can do it on my first try. So hands are on the ground. I kick up and fall. All right? That's the drill. You practice that, this little 1-foot handstand. Trying to overcome that fear if you have some of that. Then you can back up. Once you can do here to here regularly, comfortably, you should start feeling comfortable moving out in free space. So that's a great little drill. I hope you have some success with that. Let's talk about our workout for today. Okay, guys, our sweat conditioning this week, similar to last week, we're going to be doing an EMOM, but in 2 separate groups. So the first one's going to be 5 rounds. You're going to do some biking on the assault bike for a certain number of calories. So prescribed is 15 for guys, 12 for women, but I tell people think something that takes about 45 seconds or less, okay? You want to have time to get through it, rest a little bit, and then move to the next movement, which will be kettlebell swings. So these are designed as overhead swings. So load the hips, big drive, overhead. Okay? So remember with the kettlebell swing, chest is tall, hips push back, right, loading as we come through. So if you have tight shoulders or you're using a weight that is heavier than you're used to, you want to play with something a little heavier, you can reduce the range of motion. So just load, and we call that a Russian swing. But again, focus on hips back. Want to avoid coming down like that, okay? So you're going to do this bike, swing for the first 2 minutes, and you get a minute rest. Do that whole thing 5 times through. After that, you get a 3-minute rest, and then we're going to go to another 15-minute segment, which will be Skierg, box jumps, and hollow hold. So Skierg, working, again, some cardio, okay, for a certain number of calories, same way as our bike. Then you're going to go to the box jump. So this is not a box jump over. We're going to stay on the same side, all right? 2-footed jump up and stand at the top. When you get here, you can step down and jump, okay? Ideally, we want you jumping. A step up is a very different physical movement. If you have any issues with jumping, step ups are fine. But if it's the nerves of jumping, adjust the height. Go lower and find something you're comfortable working on, that explosive jump. Make sure you stand up again at the top. You can hop down, something like that if you want. That's a little faster, but a little more advanced. So normally our heights are 24 inches for guys, 20 for women. Same thing as the kettlebell. If you're always doing the same height, feel free to challenge yourself by varying the height on the box as well for this. Last movement is going to be the hollow hold. So no rest here in this 15-minute 5-round sequence. So the hollow hold is tough. So it's going to be 30 seconds holding hollow or variation. So here's what it looks like. You can lay on your back. All right. I like to teach people starting from a tuck position. So you bring your knees to about 90 degrees. Lift your shoulders so you feel your low back touching the ground. All right. So this is the easiest position. This is called the tuck hold. All right, the more I extend my body out, the harder it's going to get. Always focusing on keeping the shoulder blades up and the low back touching the ground. So I can extend one leg out. Right, now it's going to be heavier here. Arms overhead. Harder. Extend all the way out. Locking the legs, squeezing the butt. It's really hard to breathe here, okay, and you're just trying to hold. So if you start feeling yourself like opening up like this, go to a smaller position so you can get your low back on the floor. All right, that's going to be your sweat conditioning for today. Have fun. See you tomorrow.